Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news that investors seem to be having second thoughts about third quarter earnings prospects in light of the supposedly close US election race. Wall Street is retreating and the US Treasury yields are rising. But first, the US Conference Board said its leading economic index fell by 0.5% in September following a 0.3% decline in August. Over the 6-month period between March and September, this leading indicator fell by 2.6%. Weakness in factory new orders continued to be the major drag, along with the yield spread. And Canada is getting ready for a 50 basis point rate cut on Thursday. Sentiment about where their economy is headed seems to be fractured there, depending on age. Older Canadians are increasingly optimistic. Younger Canadians remain pessimistic. Across the Pacific, Malaysia said its economy grew 5.3% in the third quarter of 2024, which is at the upper end of its quarterly growth rate since the start of 2023. A year ago, it was expanding at a 3.1% rate. And Taiwanese export orders rose to their highest level in 2 years in September, even though the pace of that growth slowed to 4.6%. All of this is happening while its large neighbour is trying to squeeze it into submission. That large neighbour's central bank has pushed through cuts to its loan prime rates by its big state-owned banks and by more than expected, cutting the 1-year rate by 25 basis points to 3.10% and the 5-year rate by the same amount to 3.6%. These are record lows. The 1-year rate is the benchmark for most corporate and household loans, and the 5-year rate is the benchmark for mortgages there. All this is part of its stimulus plan to prevent a dangerous slowdown from occurring in their economy. At the same time, Chinese banks cut 25 basis points from their deposit rates to prevent deterioration in their margins. This will impact huge amounts of Chinese household savings. This may become a factor in some shift of savings into their equity markets. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at just on 4.18% and up 10 basis points from this time yesterday. The price of gold will start today at $2,720 an ounce and unchanged from yesterday. But oil prices are up $1.50 at $70.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is at $74 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today at 60.3 US cents and down 40 basis points from this time yesterday. But against the Aussie, we're unchanged at 90.6 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're down 20 basis points at 55.7 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just on 69 and down 20 basis points from yesterday. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.